Hey guys, happy Friday. Here with your short update about what we did this week, what to expect for next week, and then, of course, what's due and any important announcements. So let's dive into what you did this week. You looked at chapter 3 and chapter 4. So, first, chapter 3 was all on cellular respiration. We started with the different types of energy and where we find them in the world and in the human body. We moved on to ATP is being the energy source for our cells. How do we get ATP? Well, we get it through cellular respiration. Then we broke down the steps of cellular respiration, glycolysis that can happen without oxygen, the prep or intermediate step where we take our pyruvates and get them ready to then be broken down and to make that ATP. We looked at the citric acid cycle, sometimes called the Krebs cycle. And then, of course, the electron transport chain, which is the most important step happening on the cristae in the mitochondria in order to make our ATP. Within this chapter, we also dove into enzymes and why they are so important in speeding up or catalyzing biological reactions. We know that they don't get used up during those reactions. We also talked about how they have this induced fit where a substrate will come into that enzyme, change its shape, the reaction will happen, and then the enzyme can be used again. Chapter 4, we looked at the different parts and pieces of cells. And really, we studied cytology, which is studying cells. We looked at the organelles and all of their different locations, their functions, the parts and pieces that make them that organelle. We looked at mitosis, starting with our interphase and our G1, S, and G2 phases, and then that PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And then we ended with apoptosis, that programmed cell death that can happen in development, but also if there is something wrong with cells or there's been a mutation. And the very, very last bit, we touched just very briefly on cancer and how that is sort of a mess up in that cell cycle. So that's the stuff that you learned in your lectures. Of course, you know that there are 2 homework assignments, one from chapter 3, one from chapter 4, numbers 1 through 10 on their respective pages. And those are due, of course, at 11:59 on September 6th. We also have 2 quizzes, one for chapter 3, one for chapter 4. Those are on the D2L under the quiz tab, also due on September 6th by 11:59 p.m. It's important to know that Labor Day is on Monday, so there's technically no class. I know we're online, so if you want to work on Monday, sure, great, have fun. But you do not have to. You'll see on our calendar that we just sort of pushed the chapter a day so we can still get it done that week. So that will be chapter 5, which is all on tissues, which we know are a bunch of cells put together. And chapter 6, the integumentary system, which is your skin. It's your largest organ. Fun fact. And then at the end of next week, your exam 1 is happening. That's on chapters 1 through 5. It does require the Respondus Lockdown browser. You will get a ton of information about that on your Monday announcement post. Of course, if you have questions before then, feel free to ask. If having Respondus lockdown is an issue, just contact me. We'll set up a different thing for your exam. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Monday holiday, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.